his dad might have stabbed his mom, saying that she's laying on the ground, bleeding, can see holes in her shirt. Heard a fight about a minute ago, unknown where his father is now.
I haven't cleared the house out yet, but I have the son with me downstairs. If units on scene could clear the house, husband's car is still in the driveway. Subject description is going to be a black male, about 5'10", 5'11". He's going to be clean shaven with short hair. Female subject, pronounced deceased at 0034.
This is possibly going to be a shooting. We have shell casings on the ground.
We got another subject down in the bedroom upstairs. I think this is going to be our subject. He's got a firearm with him, self-inflicted gunshot wound to the head. Male subject, pronounced at 0037.
But we believe we have all involved parties here at the house. If Fairfax one could just check the area for any other possible injured parties, that'd be great.
Hello, my darling Fumi Nation. How are you? How are we? A lot of you sent me this story, and I had to take some time to digest it, for the simple reason that there are a lot of Black American women that have been deleted in the last 2 weeks alone. And you have to ask yourself, what is going on? All over. What is going on? Former Virginia Lieutenant Governor Justin Fairfax shot and deleted his wife and then himself just before midnight on the 16th of April. He shot her multiple times in the basement of their house and immediately went upstairs to the master bedroom where he deleted himself with his 2 children, teenage children, in the house. The son, being the older of the 2, was who found him and his mother and subsequently called the police. A former lieutenant governor of Virginia that had such hope and promise, and everything kind of tumbled down when he was accused of sexual assault and subsequently was going through divorce proceedings where the judge was charging him $300 a day for him defying what the judge had ruled in relation to taking care of his children. They were going through a divorce and he was still in the house. Let us take a listen.
Justin Fairfax's career and legal practice declined sharply following past allegations that had already impacted his political future. The lawyer-turned-politician struggled to rebuild his professional life after leaving office in 2022. The former lieutenant governor had launched a private legal practice from his home. However, the source reportedly said he was unable to attract or retain enough clients. Financial disclosures cited in reports by the New York Post show a sharp drop in income. Fairfax's practice reportedly earned more than $400,000 in 2023, but just $11,000 in 2024, and no income recorded as of November 2025. Fairfax's career had been significantly affected by allegations made in 2019. 2 women publicly accused him of sexual assault. Fairfax denied those allegations, stating the encounters were consensual. Despite remaining in office at the time, the controversy had long-term effects on his political and professional trajectory. Financial difficulties may have contributed to tensions within the household. Fairfax's wife, Cerina, was described as a successful professional with a focus on financial stability. The friend alleges that Fairfax's downfall didn't sit well with his wife, who was a successful dentist and had real estate holdings holdings. According to the PAL, the disparity in income and uncertainty surrounding Fairfax's career created strain during the final years of their marriage. Previous court filings had also outlined disputes over financial responsibilities and household expenses. The couple, who married in 2006, had been going through a divorce described by officials as complicated. They continued to live under the same roof after separating. Legal filings indicated disagreements over finances, custody, and the future of their shared home. The source says these issues intensified as Fairfax's professional situation worsened. The friend also alleged that the whole sexual assault scandal was a very concerted effort to destroy him. Fairfax killed his wife and then shot himself to death late Wednesday night, as revealed by Fairfax County Police Thursday morning. Cops say the couple were found dead inside their Annandale, Virginia home. According to investigators, Cerina Fairfax was found in the basement while Justin Fairfax was located in a bedroom. Authorities say evidence indicates he fatally shot his wife before turning the gun on himself. Their children were reportedly in the home. Reacting to the shocking news, Fairfax's friend expressed disbelief, saying they were stunned and had never imagined he'd kill anybody. The source noted that while Fairfax had been facing difficulties, the outcome was unexpected. Cops are said to be analyzing the recordings on the cameras installed by Fairfax's wife in their home.
Former Lieutenant Governor Justin Fairfax shot and killed his wife inside of their home and then shot and killed himself. I think you have the right to tell you, and then I'll go to Drew first, that this has been an ongoing domestic dispute surrounding what seems to be a complicated or messy divorce. So, Drew, ongoing. From what I understand in this early stage, former Lieutenant Governor Fairfax was recently served some paperwork associated with an upcoming court proceeding that apparently led to this incident last night. Both of their children, teenagers, the boys older than the girl, were in the house when it happened. So that's horrible news for the family. Certainly a traumatic event for those children to live through. But we know that it all kind of culminated last night when Justin Fairfax shot several times and killed his wife, ran to a different part of the home, and then killed himself with the same firearm. To this location in January of this year, Mr. Fairfax calls the police and alleges that his wife assaulted him. We responded to that scene. There are several cameras set up inside the house. Apparently, Mrs. Fairfax, at some point during these divorce proceedings, set up a lot of cameras inside the home. We reviewed those cameras, and we corroborated that the alleged assault never occurred. So there was no arrest made, there was a report written, but the allegation that Mr. Fairfax made in January that Mrs. Fairfax assaulted him was proven to be untrue. Well, certainly this is a high-profile family. At one point in time, I think it's fair to say that Justin Fairfax, before he was Lieutenant Governor, while he served as Lieutenant Governor, and even afterwards, was a rising star politically, not just in Northern Virginia, but in Virginia. So it's high-profile in nature. It's tragic in nature. Certainly a fall from grace for a relatively high-profile family that seemingly had a lot of things going in their favor. So tragic for the children to lose both parents. Extra tragic for them to actually be in the home when it occurred. So yeah, there's a lot going on. And
Can you imagine being at home as a teenager and your father deletes your mother? Can you imagine you seeing that? To automatically and instantly understand that you are going to be the parent to your younger sister. What Justin did was selfish, but he was not in the right frame of mind. I am not giving him any excuses whatsoever. You did not think of your children throughout, and yet you were fighting for custody. And your wonderful, beautiful wife, Cerina, a dentist, who was still holding the family together because you could not. You resented her. You resented her for continuing to hold the family down. And you know, that goes for a lot of women across the board. We are not physically stronger than men, but we are mentally, emotionally stronger than men. And so that begs the question, because I have a husband and I have a son, I'm the only female here. It means that we really have to focus on the mental health of men, because they are told to constantly retain, to constantly hold back, to constantly not express themselves. They do not have a safe space to pour out what is really deeply troubling them. I am so happy to say that we are going to have a wonderful event in September for men, for my Fumi Nation men, but for men in general. Why is it that women are being deleted the way that they are from men that they loved, from men that knew them? So many, because there's an epidemic of mental health for men who are not able to handle extreme stress. Yet, we have constant single mothers out here who are stressed every day, who have children with special needs, who have children in prisons, incarcerated. They are stressed every minute of the day, but still they push on. They are the ones that fight for the family, fight for the children. Undue stress for men, they are unable to handle it. Unable to handle stress from their workplace, from the home, unable to interact with their children, and they have this underlying hatred for the woman who is standing strong in a time when they are not able to hold it together. Let us continue.
Police say on one hand this investigation is cut and dry, but it's complicated in some others. Police say there is no doubt the former lieutenant governor is the shooter, but what set him off may take a little bit longer to nail down. Though we're learning tonight that mounting marital issues and a pending divorce were fueling years of turmoil inside the Fairfax family home. Fairfax County Police say former Virginia Lieutenant Governor Justin Fairfax shot and killed his wife Cerina, a well-known dentist, in the basement of the family's Annandale home. Police say after shooting his wife, Justin then ran upstairs to the primary bedroom and shot himself. The couple and their 2 teenage children were in the throes of what police describe as a messy divorce.
It all kind of culminated last night when Justin Fairfax shot several times and killed his wife, ran to a different part of the home, and then killed himself.
According to court documents obtained by News 4, Cerina Fairfax filed for divorce from Justin in 2025. Just last month, the Fairfax County judge granted custody of the children to Cerina and ordered Justin to move out of the home by the end of April. In the custody opinion, a judge wrote, quote, "The wife testified that heavy daily alcohol consumption by the father has become the norm." The court documents say Justin Fairfax spiraled into alcoholism and isolated himself from family involvement following the 2019 sexual assault allegations against him while he was in office. Allegations he denied, but still weighed on him tremendously, the judge wrote. During the custody battle, the judge also found, quote, "The evidence also showed that in 2022, the father purchased a handgun with money intended for his children's horseback riding lessons." During the divorce proceedings, Cerina Fairfax installed cameras throughout the family's home, according to police. Police say those cameras were rolling last night, just like they were back in January when Justin called police to claim that Cerina had assaulted him.
We reviewed those cameras, and we corroborated that the alleged assault never occurred.
Court documents show evidence that Cerina Fairfax was actively involved in her children's lives, finding no evidence that Cerina ever engaged in inappropriate conduct and maintained great relationships with the two kids. The court found, however, that Justin was currently unable to have a healthy relationship with his kids due to his alcohol use and self-isolation within the home. Also, Justin was being punished by the court for not complying with existing court orders. In fact, a judge was fining Justin Fairfax $300 for every day that he was not compensating Cerina for money that the court found he owed to her.
Cerina had put up surveillance cameras. Cerina had asked for divorce. Justin made over $400,000 in the year 2023. In the year 2025, as we heard, he barely made $11,000, and no record show of any income in 2026. I say this because I am under the impression, even though it's so sad, and upon reflection, Cerina should have told him to leave the marital home. If they were going through a divorce, you cannot stay under the same roof. That's not to say that he couldn't have come to the house and still did what he did. He was bitter, he was angry. He said that the sexual encounters were consensual. Please correct me in the comments. Were these encounters before he was married, while he was in office? Because if that be the case, then Justin had to take accountability, of which he refused to do. You have to take accountability of how your life spiraled out of control. Take accountability because you set it off. Because Cerina could have said, I'm a fantastic dentist. I am successful with my real estate. Let me go ahead and sleep with any man that I care. I can afford it. But 99% of the time, women don't. That's not our nature. We are nurturers. We nurture our home, our nest, includes our husband and our children, a safe space for them, a place where they can grow and evolve and be the best human beings that they can. But if one is going against the grind, you have to eject the person and the situation out in order to keep the rest intact, complete, and continue thriving. But because of his financial difficulties, she might have said, you know what, let me have compassion, understanding, let him stay in the house. Maybe he was staying in the basement. Maybe that was where he said he wanted to have a discussion with her. Let him stay at home so that he can still be with the children. And he was being defiant, because this could have been a situation, like majority of the time, where you can come together and try to understand and settle this in one way or the other. You do not only cheat on your wife, you betray your children too by sleeping with other women. You affect, whatever you do affects the people that you are on this lifeboat with. And so your life spiraled out of control. And you were being punished and being in the court of public opinion, where your career was affected, and you saw your career spiral all the way down to insignificance. Once a lawyer, now you couldn't even have any clients, to the point from $400,000 to barely 11 to 0 of 2026. And that is because what? You're being taught a lesson. You see, life is hard. And I say that to our men out there, our brothers out there. I understand and I cry with you, because you're so scared. Because you are told that you are the head of the household. And being the head of the household comes a huge responsibility. 99.9, the financial responsibility. You internalize so much. And that is why I think you just go off the railings. And we have to look at your mental, emotional health and know that sometimes support is so more important than you being head of a household. You killed your wife. And you left your children. You left your children. Fumi, stop. Excuse me, sorry. I have a child. I can't imagine. Adrian is in the other room. He's in the other room with the nanny. I think about his whole life. He's going to start school, secondary school. We have to buy clothes for him. We're thinking where we're going to go on vacation, inviting his friends, parties that he's been invited to, presents for the end of term school for his teachers. He has cousins. I have family. And that somebody will snatch me away from him. Justin, that's what you did to your children. That's what you did. You took this woman's life from her family, from the community, from her patients. You need help. I'm speaking to all the brothers out there. He's not the only one. That's why I bring this up. The Lupo family. He killed his wife. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 children. Teenagers, at a time when they need the guidance the most. People are angry. Yes, I'm an empath. It drains me. I eat a lot because my weight dips. It's too much for me sometimes. It really is. Cerina's life is gone. Justin's life is gone. 2 people that came together and said, let's get married and go through this life together. You walk down an aisle. I don't even understand. To a man that's going to kill you. And it's happening. And it feels as if it's an epidemic. No. Social media is bringing it to light. But there is a bigger epidemic. There's a sickness, there's an illness, there's ego, there's revenge, there's arrogance. And it's killing you. And you are killing everything that you loved. You are destroying everything. Because you don't take accountability, because ego gets in the way. When you rise is when you should be the most humble. When you are low is when you should really put on your seatbelt and have the confidence to plow your way through. Because it's only for a time and it's to always teach us a lesson. When you have to take accountability, it's because you have to take a lesson for something that you have done wrong, for you to propel yourself and be a better person. Justin, you'd have been the comeback kid. It's not the end. While you're breathing and you're waking up the following day, it's not the end. Your wife gave you a place to stay. Your wife gave you access to a family that you did not deserve because you were putting yourself as an outcast, and you had outcasted yourself when you opened up your most intimate self to strangers, to women, and brought it into the home. But she did none of that. And for her kindness, you deleted her. We have a friend of the family, Sophia Nelson. Let us listen to what she has to say.
Hey everybody. I wanted to just hop on and make a short statement because tweeting will never be able to say how I feel. First and foremost, I am heartbroken and devastated for the Fairfax children. I thought the statement put out by DeMatha High School, which is a high school that Justin attended, it's a Catholic high school here in this region, was a good one. That was the Justin we all knew. The guy full of hope and promise and gifts and possibilities for his future. All of that changed in 2019 when Justin was lieutenant governor. The second thing I want to say is Cerina Fairfax, anyone who knew her knew she was an amazing woman. Kind, good, a great dentist, faithful to her patients and her community, and faithful and loyal to her husband at the most difficult and dark moment ever for their marriage and for their family when these allegations about Justin came out in 2019 when he was serving as Virginia's lieutenant governor. Cerina didn't deserve her ending. Cerina did not deserve what Justin did to her. Those of us who talked to Justin as late as Monday or Tuesday of this week or were in often contact with him knew that he was depressed, knew that he was in darkness, knew that he was dealing with everything he had lost, feeling that there was no hope. And all of us tried to encourage him to get help, to get back in the arena, to not give in, and to do something good through all of this, something he called the culture of cruelty. He wasn't able to turn that corner. But none of that justifies murdering his wife while their children slept in the home and leaving his children holding the bag in something that is unthinkable and unimaginable for someone in their 30s, 40s, 50s to handle, much less two teenagers who now don't have parents. I would ask those of you on social media to just stop with the ugliness, the vitriol, the name calling, the judgments, because you don't know this family and you don't know what was going on. What you know is the outcome. And it is tragic and horrible and something none of us that knew them ever thought was possible. I think if we're honest, some of us thought Justin could hurt himself because he was so depressed and down. Up until Tuesday of this week, one of the last things Justin said to me was, I need somebody to help me to prove my innocence. I can't get my life back until somebody stands up for me. I had done so in a Washington Post piece in 2022, but I had done all I could do. Others should have stepped up. I think there's a bigger conversation for us to have about this, but not right now. I think we have to talk about men in depression. I think we have to talk about domestic violence. I think we have to talk about men in dealing with their emotions and what happens when they don't. I think there's a lot to talk about, but I don't think now is that time. I think the Fairfax children are what we all need to focus on. And they have two really good families in their mother's family and their father's family who will get them through this and who will love them and care about them. And that's what I care about. I'm angry at Justin. I'm in shock. I'm appalled. I don't know what to say. I keep asking, what more could I have done? How did I not see this coming? We're all asking ourselves that. We're never going to get an answer. But I want to be unequivocal to those of you, again, who are really saying unkind, nasty things about those of us who knew Justin and were his friends and who loved him and cared about him and who were trying to get him on the other side of this. There is no excuse for what he did. It is unconscionable, immoral, wicked, vile. Give me words. But none of that's going to bring Cerina back. And none of that's going to bring Justin back. I pray for those kids and I pray for healing for them that's supernatural because they're going to need it. Because this is one of those things that's going to be with them for the rest of their days. They lost two parents in a matter of moments in a horrific way. And I pray that the community cares for them and that all of us will care for them. Lauren Burt, thank you for your faithful service of years as Justin's publicist and as a dear sister and friend. You and I went through a lot together in trying to get this brother back together and get his life together. And I know we've talked and we're both struggling with this. I can't imagine how his family feels. I can't imagine how his fraternity brothers feel. And to Cerina's family and to her friends and her community and her employees, my heart hurts for you. She was a wonderful woman. I had the blessing of meeting her. Quiet, gentle, good, a great mom, a good woman. She did not deserve this. There is no excuse, there is no justification. It's just horrible. I'm thinking about you and I'm thinking about us all and praying for healing. And I pray that we take something out of this, that we really need to rethink our public discourse and our public life and how we handle politicians and people who run for office or people who are in office. They're people too. And they have wives and they have children, or they have husbands and they have children. We need to think about that. That's all I want to say for now. God bless you and God bless the Fairfax kids.
This is a shock for both families. It's a shock for the community. It's a shock for Virginia. It's a high-profile case because I think we have to see the lesson in this for women that are going through. You are going through hostile, very toxic divorces. This is why I have the t-shirt, walk away. Walk away. Walk away. Let him leave. You leave. Even if it's just to a halfway house, leave. Save your life. And before I go, let me tell you, there's a very, very, very fine line between love and hate. It's the same passion for love that can turn to hate. Walk away. Walk away from it all. Save your life. My deepest condolences to those children. God bless you. Your mother is with you everywhere. Everywhere you go. Everywhere you go from now on, she is with you. I am so sorry for your loss. God bless you. Don't forget to like, to subscribe, hit the notification button. And I will see you sooner than later. All of my love. Hello, my darling Fumi Nation. How are you? How are we, baby? Yes, yes, yes. We have new t-shirts, my darlings. We have our Powerpuff Superwoman. It had to be her. It could not be anybody else. As you very well know, she is the first and front and center of every episode, and she represents us. She represents all of us. She represents our strength. She represents our fabulosity. She represents eating our salads and minding our business. And baby, what is delayed is not denied. We have come out with the baby blue, and when you turn around, we have what is delayed is not denied. We did longer sleeves this time around for our girlies. For those of you that are conscious of your upper arms, I got you, mama. We also have what? The crew neck, so that you are comfortable with your limousine girlies and you can go everywhere and anywhere. We have no tags. Instead, I made sure that it was a print so that you have no reactions. There you go, my darlings. Are we living and loving? Beautiful cotton. Might I add that we ship internationally. We have it in our beautiful sky blue for a punch of color for spring. We also have it in cream, my darlings. Yes, yes, yes. And sizes small to 4X. I went out yesterday. Was it day before yesterday? And when I tell you the amount of compliments that I got, I screamed. I was like, is there something that I do not know? And I was so impressed with the amount of guys that said, I need this for my mom, I need this for my wife, I need it for my girlfriend, for my sister, for my cousins. And they just kept on asking. I was at the mall, and it was unbelievable. You can tuck her in. It's a long tee, and you will absolutely absolutely love her. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoy. Yes, darlings, the links are below. Go ahead and get yours. If we sell out, I will order more. All right? Love you, and thank you. Mwah.
Hi guys, my name is ENITAN, hair coach. I am UK's first ever hair coach and a trichologist. We are a team of trichologists and hair coaches here in W6 London, and we help those who are desperate and have tried and everything else has failed. We look after those who have chronic scalp concerns, flaky itchy scalp that's been going on for many years. We help those that have hair loss that has progressed instead of improved, and we help those that just generally want to have a better understanding of better quality hair, length, volume, and reduce that dryness. Visit us by clicking